Jay of Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paddock Podcast, and it's only right for a big podcast like that. We've got the big guns out. We've got Mr. Joe Smith.
How are you? Very well, thank you.
Been mingling with the journalists and that, you lately, haven't you?
Doing a little bit of mingling with the journalists and that, yeah. It's been good.
Thinks he's better than us. We've also got Mr. Stephen Howson. You've been mingling with the former multi-Premier League winning defenders.
Yeah, he wants another one.
Yeah, he might get one. Will he get one? Yeah.
No, the Juventus
he would
one,
though, wouldn't he?
They just, if you go and look at Serie A's records, it was like no award.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
They're gonna go. Yeah, they'll probably go
2006?
full Tour de France with it, won't they?
If you
No one won.
No one won. I can live with that. We'll still have 20.
Aguero!
Yeah. In case you're wondering what we're on about, I'm sure you're not.
Just fucking do some Googling.
Yeah,
How about that?
City are trending
it's all coming up roses.
for a reason, and it's not because they're good or they're legal.
No.
So get involved in the chat in the comments and let us know what you think about City. It seems like everyone except United is having a stinker. That's how it feels in a minute.
Isn't it good?
Eric Ten Hag came and said, those eras are going to come to an end. And everyone was like, all right, big mouth.
Yeah, all right.
Nay, but 7 months later.
Look what's happened. It's been pretty hilarious, to be honest with you. I mean, this weekend was funny anyway.
He didn't even touch on Chelsea. Imagine he said Chelsea are going to spend $1 billion and be fucking 10th.
And I think they still need to spend money.
Yeah.
I look at that squad and think, you're still a bit short.
You ain't got any strikers.
No.
All of your fullbacks are either shit or injured constantly.
Yeah.
Your goalies don't know who's the best goalie.
You're playing
you.
3 sort of ball-playing midfielders.
Yeah. Your best centre-back is 38.
It's pretty good, though.
He's very good, but he can't be that good for much longer. Like, it's mad.
We can fix him.
Oh, do you need what? Versatile number 10s who don't score any goals? We've got dozens of them.
Hey,
Thousands
you got any more of them? Got any more of them?
How
number
they
10s?
looked at Felix and was like, that's what we need.
Yeah, didn't when Arsenal did this like 5 or 10 years ago, where they just kept buying number 10s. You're like, oh, what, you've got Arshavin and you've got Fabregas, you've got let's get you some Santi Cazorlas in there. Let's get you a Jack Wilshere. Like, they
Not when
just
they bought
kept
Arteta.
pumping them in. And then they got
they
Arteta
did.
in.
From Everton.
And then they had like Flamini and fucking Kleb and all these players who you're like, how have you got so many players in one position and no one who can score any goals? But it's nice to see.
It was ace, and that's what Chelsea are doing. But yeah, you're right, he didn't even touch on that. But he's flying, and our rivals are floundering. We'll get to City in a minute, but just while we're on the topic of Liverpool, we're even on the topic of Liverpool.
Yeah,
they've had a bit of a bad weekend, haven't they? Eh?
Not my proudest wank.
No? Really? I'd be very proud of it if I were you, son.
So, just to flip it back, what is your proudest wank? Where you finished it and you went, you know what? Pat on the fucking back for that.
Say off air.
Okay, thank you. How good is it that Liverpool...
do that, off air.
Like a busted God knows what.
Liverpool are closer to Everton in points than they are to United.
And
Everton are in the relegation zone.
That's mint, that, isn't it?
It's
That is
just
quality,
great.
isn't it?
Like to retract my previous statement.
What's funny as well is that Klopp fully lost it after the game. He did his post-match presser. I think it was his post-match presser. James Pearce from The Athletic, who is a bit of a Liverpool cheerleader. He's a Liverpool fan, I believe. Went to ask a question, and Klopp went, oh, hang on a minute, I'm not answering a question from you. Get someone else to ask that question, and I'll answer it from them because of what you've written, which seems very bizarre considering James Pearce isn't offensive towards Liverpool in any...
Is it the Athletic, you say?
Yeah.
When did the Athletic write anything offensive?
No.
They do like quite in-depth stories, but offensive not a word I would throw up.
No,
in.
they're not
couldn't be less controversial.
They're pretty factual. They do their own work.
To be honest.
What they they literally went around.
Actually, but Joe, I'll give him this, right? When we was awash with red top toss, Custis, etc. MEN. The Athletic came in and actually levelled up. Outside of Henry Winter, they took the best of everything that was available.
Like my favourite journalist, Daniel Taylor, he writes for Athletic. He's done another great piece in there as well. You look at people you weren't familiar with, like Laurie Whitwell.
Well, yeah, weren't familiar with Carl Anker or Laurie, but we obviously knew Andy Mitten, and they went in there. They went, boom, Andy Mitten for United, no problem.
Ornstein.
Yeah, Ornstein. Ornstein's probably him and Henry Winter are like the pound for pound British football journalists.
Yeah.
And they got one of them.
And I think they only couldn't get Henry Winter because he literally just...
I mean, Ollie Kane. Ollie Kane.
It's like... So, I mean, there's all these that you almost forget about. They've literally gone and got the best talented, most talented journalists. And then when someone else pops up, they'll go, let's have a bit of that as well. So they do their own work. I think they do a very good job. And when you're sort of digging out journalists, you wouldn't point the finger at James Pearce or anyone from the Athletic and go, you've been writing, Not
old arse.
Yeah, it did seem a bit weird that he did that.
He's had the run of this for seemingly weeks. I'm seeing more of Klopp refusing to answer questions and getting really prickly in press conferences. Where's the hugs gone, Jay?
Yeah.
You know, where's the man that used to go and salute the crowd after the 2-2 West Brom draws?
Love that. Line up, hold hands. Let's have it.
Do you know
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Now it's just shouting at journalists.
last time they did this, they managed to rally, didn't they? Obviously, Alisson getting the fucking
Winner against West
and all
Brom.
that.
Yeah, and us giving him 3 points.
They're currently 11 points off top four. That would be to draw level with Newcastle. Their goal difference is a lot worse. So, you know, to make that, they'd be boosting their goal difference.
Right.
Do you think that's possible?
Not when your manager's losing the plot.
Yeah.
Didn't he say the third goal against Wolves didn't count? Didn't he go full Jose?
Yeah.
I'm not that.
2-0.
As far as I'm concerned, it's 2-0. That doesn't count.
And Wolves Twitter admin.
Let's
played
find
a
this.
blinder,
We're listening.
An absolute blinder. So they posted their post-match graphic with 2-0 and then Neves crossed out.
Can we find that Wolves
Great.
Twitter graphic?
That's ridiculous.
Wolves are excellent on
like
social
that.
media, actually.
Yeah, they are.
Without being just not funny trolls, where you go, why are you doing that? It's actually funny.
Burnley did a really good video for the announcement of one of their signings in January as well.
You've got videos in Burnley.
I think they're based in London, their media team.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, they did one which was like a play on Shrek. Do you know the scene where he's picking the princess to go and rescue?
Yeah.
They did that, and it's like Messi, Ronaldo, or whoever it was that they signed.
That's decent, to be fair. So he's losing it.
Yeah.
They're terrible, by the way, aren't they?
They are
Liverpool?
genuinely terrible.
Adama Traore got an assist against them. That's how bad they are, Steve.
I watched Trent put his hands on Dawson, mark him,
Yeah.
and then as the ball came to him, move out of the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes Trent just seems to switch off, like, massively, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not even switch off. It's like he watches what's going on.
Well,
and thinks,
they
"I'm not
look
into
like
this."
United last season, don't they? Really?
Yeah.
He's
it's
doing
literally
what
that sort
Maguire
of
did in
feeling.
terms of ball watching in a big way.
And just like we saw it last season when Bissaka did a lot of similar stuff where the ball would be coming across the front of him, and Shaw was, they're just having one of those years where everyone's going, fuck this.
And it's like
I can't be out. I hate it. I don't want to be here.
A lot of these players, you look at their ages: Van Dijk, Thiago, Fabinho, Salah. I think they're all either 29, 30, 31. You know, then you've got Milner who's like 37. You've got Henderson who's 33.
Yeah.
That Milner's digging him
thank
out
you,
the shit.
bro.
as
Yeah.
well.
But I think with Klopp now, you've seen a little bit of what Jose did towards the end of United. You know when you pick the players who you can rely on. Who'll do what you... Because not the best, but the Fellaini's and all them lot, because they'll try for you and they'll listen to instructions. He's taking off your Naby Keitas and people like that and putting on Milner, because Milner will do as he's told. Yeah. And that's worrying.
I remember saying when
If
they
you're a
signed
Liverpool fan, not for me, I
Thiago,
love it.
Thiago fundamentally changes the way this midfield functions. They lose Wijnaldum, they bring in Thiago. You're like, okay, Thiago isn't a runner. Thiago isn't a grafter. He's a diminutive kind of character. He's a wonderful footballer.
Yeah,
He's of that sort of Verratti mould, isn't he? Where he gets stuck in, but he's not going to.
He needs someone
He's not
next to him.
Fabinho, is
No,
he?
he needs a Fabinho.
Yeah.
That seems,
Or a
you think on
Casemiro,
paper
imagine.
that works. Don't.
Yeah.
If you think that works, though, wouldn't you go, Fabinho, to get hold of it, give it him. That'll be mint.
God, yeah.
But he's just not. I think
Yeah,
he's...
I mean, Henderson's aged.
Yeah.
He's not covering the same sort of ground. I bet you could probably pull out the distances he covers now and then. And then Thiago doesn't do it, and especially when it's Keita over Fabinho, it's just a total downgrade.
And also, when they were at their best,
costs more than Pogba, by the way.
their midfield.
About the same as Pogba, didn't it?
Really? Yeah, you're right.
When they were at their best, their midfield was average. Their best ever midfield
It was functional.
Yeah, exactly.
Wijnaldum, Henderson,
It was
and Fabinho.
Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Fabinho, or even Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Milner at times.
Or Oxlade-Chamberlain. Sometimes he threw him in, didn't
It
he?
was just legs.
When they beat City with him in the middle.
It was press, sprint defensively, and give the ball to the front three.
Yeah.
That was all they did. And then you bring Thiago
No,
in,
it was second balls because they never played through the middle.
Well, that's true.
Like they actually went long. They hated this, but they went long, which is nothing wrong with going long.
No.
They would go from Van Dijk as a diag to Mane or Van Dijk as a diag towards Salah.
Yeah.
They might not get it. They'd win the second ball because the midfield would be right on top of where that landed.
Yeah.
Then they would play a ball into the final third, and then Salah would beat someone to score.
Or they'd win the ball back in the midfield, play it to one of the fullbacks, they'd cross it to the back post, and you'd have your tiny winger unmarked heading it in. Like that was how they scored. And then you take away that and you try and play a bit more high possession, sort of steady tiki-taka, like you sit back, we'll just penetrate you. And they're not very,
Do you
not
think
very
you see
good at
things
it.
exposed all over the place? United did the same thing. We went, all right, we're going to have to hold our line 15 metres higher now if we want to hold possession and press from the front.
Yeah.
And Harry Maguire crumbled.
Do you think what do you make of Klopp's signings to sort of the new wave of signings, Konate, Diaz, Nunes? Do you think that's a part of the issue, that the next wave hasn't been as strong, or do you think it's just...
Nunes has had 67 shots and scored 5 goals.
Yeah, that is genuinely woeful.
That Andy Cole comparison of 1 in 5 make you wish you was getting 1 in 5 at the moment. Because
one, obviously.
if he was getting 1 in 5, what would he be on at the minute? He had like 12 goals.
Yeah.
It's a great return.
Yeah.
So no Andy Cole. Sorry. I thought Nunes was going to be misfiring, but I thought he would have, with the chances he's had, done way better than he's done. He's been
When was your scout report? Was it 2011?
It was when we were linked with him.
Right.
The thing with him is, he's got that, I know people reject this comparison, but just from watching them both, I do feel it. Timo Werner, I know they're not the same player, but do you know a player where you go, wow, he's good at making chances for himself, and then you watch him go, he's missed again.
Yeah.
Like, just on those two sentences, the comparison I think is valid.
Yeah.
Like Nunes, you go, fucking, has he done that? Oh, he's missed. Like, he's so good up until
He's
he's
open!
hit. Yeah.
And it's a goal kick.
Oh, how is he? He's just burst through the defence. He's wide open again.
Like, it's unforgiving in this era, isn't
Yeah.
it? Where everything's clipped up.
Especially when Salah's not scoring, and they've got a mishmash of injuries and inconsistent players on the left hand side. You've got Nunes through the middle. There's no protection for him.
Didn't they break their wage structure for Salah as well?
I said in the summer that I'd have been scared if they'd have let him go.
Yeah.
Because I should think that shows a ruthlessness to them. That they're like, no, because there was all about this Moneyball system, wasn't it, FSG?
Yeah.
Like, no, we've got
That's
our
him,
juice.
innit? John Henry.
We've got our juice out of you now.
Yeah.
No, we're going to bring Diaz through or whoever. Because look at the likes of Diaz, Jota,
Jota, I forgot about him.
Nunes. That's a good lineup, man.
Yeah.
There's some talent in there.
The Jota one I was impressed with because I looked at him at Wolves and thought he's all right. Goes there and absolutely smashed it.
Yeah,
And he
it's great.
fitted in, and you think, pains me to say, shit, they've done it again. They've got another decent signing.
If you look at Klopp's early signings, it was hit and miss for a bit. Like literally almost 50-50, which is pretty normal in transfers. Then he went through a period of just nothing but net.
Yeah.
Just absolutely knocked out of the park.
And big players, isn't it? Like, obviously.
Salah's, Mane's,
Van Dijk's.
Yeah, Van Dijk and Alisson, and you're just thinking, oh, fuck's sake, he's not going to miss it, is he?
The other mad thing is, Salah scored 16 goals this season.
Sure.
He's 1 in 2.
That's really good. I thought he was on about 4.
Shit, innit?
Yeah. It's because they're losing every week.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, like Ronaldo obviously ended with 18 league goals and 23 nil competitions. No one cares because we were
That's
so
mad,
bad.
that, 18 league goals, like.
And also because 6 of those league goals came in 2 hat-tricks against shit teams.
Yeah.
I know Tottenham's not a shit team, but they were going through a shit time.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same sort of gravitas as like 1-0 wins here, 1-0 wins there. He didn't win us 20 points with those 6 goals. He won us 6.
Yeah. No, it is weird. Sometimes it can be easy to dismiss someone because of the high standards they've set for starters. And even though, obviously I don't like the guy, but he does score lots of goals.
Yeah.
So he's still doing all right, but he's surrounded by dross and he's not quite hitting the heights he was. And it's a long may it
because he was almost a goal a game for the first 2 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And no one saw that coming, really, did they? Do you know what I mean?
He was shite at Chelsea.
Yeah, he played in the.
And he was all right. It wasn't amazing. He didn't hit them numbers
fine
at Roma.
We're going to talk about Arsenal in a minute, I think. But before that, should we talk about Manscaped?
Shall we?
Manscaped.
Speaking of a load of old balls.
Wow.
Yes,
Newsflash,
nice.
gentlemen.
No, new balls.
Valentine's Day is almost here. The 14th of February. It's a huge day. It's a huge day. Everyone says they don't care. They don't want a present. They don't want a meal. They do. They want your balls looking the best they've ever looked.
Thought he was going a different route there.
I did. I honestly did.
No.
He did well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want them
The
everywhere.
words I was going to use was involved in and around.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want your balls to be the best they can be, make sure you check out Manscaped. Use our code DEVILS20 to get 20% off and free shipping. The link is in the description. Jay, tell me more about Manscaped.
Because what you want is you don't want the silver package or the bronze package or the gold package. You want the platinum package, don't you, Stephen? Yeah? You want the lawnmower 4.0 with the advanced skin-safe technology. Yeah? You want the weed whacker for your nose and your ear. Come on, we're at a certain age.
Yeah.
You more than me.
Yeah, me more than you two, but we're there where you need to sort of keep yourself looking.
Do you know what?
trim.
My nose hairs have been awful since I was about 16. I have to trim my nose hairs once a week.
Well, that's why you need the weed whacker.
Honestly,
yeah.
it's horrible.
So you've got a bit of that. You've also got the ball deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crop preserver. The anti-chafing boxers.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of that. Aloe vera.
Yeah.
That's in there for you. Aloe vera, if you're watching. You've got all that, right? So if you're not going to feel fresh and lovely, I don't know what's up with you.
Yeah, honestly.
Seriously. And your better half will be like, this isn't like Valentine's Day. It's like Christmas Day.
And we've like done stuff
For
with
your balls.
Manscaped for a while. Genuinely, I use my Manscaped stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I use the nose trimmer once a week. I use the pube trimmer once every 2 weeks. Honestly, they're great. Check them out. Make sure you check out
They've not even
Manscaped.
touched the boxers are your go-to gym boxes.
They're great. They're so good.
Yeah,
so make sure you
amazing.
use the code DEVILS20 for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Link is in the description. Go and check it out now. I'll put the link in the chat as well. So if you haven't got there in the description, click in the chat and check out Manscaped.
Bit tameness. Join Cupid and shoot your arrow this Valentine's Day. I see we've moved on from the real.
They got to do
questionable
copyright
ones.
again.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you want someone to be all over your balls this Valentine's Day?
You're like, what? I am not.
Cupid's going to be shooting love, but it'll be all over someone's chest.
Spray your love caramel. Right. Arsenal.
Caramel.
Arsenal versus Everton.
Thanks, Manscaped, by the way.
We were talking to...
Such a wrong colour.
yeah, but if you've... all right, then love...
Foam.
Move on. Let's move on.
You'll be 43.
Buy Manscaped, support the channel, sort your nuts out.
PVAU. Right.
Right,
Arsenal.
Sorry.
We were chatting to Nathan Ellington.
I was.
Go on.
Oh, Nathan
I
Ellington,
want to talk
look
to you
at
about
me
this.
Hanging around with former Premier League footballers.
Oh,
Pathetic.
have you scored 126 Football League goals? No, didn't think so. So he takes the biscuit on this one.
Right, fair enough.
I was asking him about new manager bounce. Because it's this like mythical thing. And he was like, every single time there's a new manager, we all got better. We love it. It's like you're playing a job interview. Every single training session, every single match for the first few weeks is like, I didn't have a chance under the old manager. I've got a chance now. Everyone just goes
The hierarchy's
ballistic.
gone.
Yeah.
The hierarchy's
Look at Ole when he became caretaker. That team was awful, and we won 14 of the next 15 games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Including Paris away. It was like ridiculous. Or sorry, 13 of the next 15. It was like a completely different team with the same players. It didn't make any sense.
Instantly. And it happens over and over again. Like, I know Sean Dyche is a good manager, and I think I do think he'll probably keep them up.
He's just infinitely better than Lampard. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, he's
they
an actual
did
manager.
a defensive drill last week, and therefore kept a clean sheet.
Do you think you're a better manager than Frank Lampard?
I actually do.
All right, okay. I don't think that's outrageous.
It's not.
I think Frank Lampard is just terrible at being a manager. He's just a very good. He used to be. A very
I
good
look at his
footballer.
team defending,
I do.
and I go, they've not been taught how to defend.
Yeah.
No.
There's things that they do that I throw chairs at my lot for.
So you just think, what is going on? At Derby, he got away with it. I think, was it 1 point less than they'd had the previous season or more?
The guy was the ultimate crab. He could move a team from 4th to 4th.
Yeah, like Chelsea.
And people loved it because he had that little thing, that sign on the wall of like all the fines at Chelsea. Like if you turn up late, it's 10 grand. If you crash into my car, it's whatever, 20 grand. But really, that's not going to win you matches, is it? I mean, if that's a small part of a huge change, then yeah. But it felt like that was the main
You just
sort
look
of
at
headline.
that was all
from
he did.
Lampard.
Like,
Yeah.
Right, there's the fines list. See you Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, go out there and enjoy yourselves.
Where you going, Gaffer? Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I think he might have been a go out and enjoy it. The way Ollie got told he was pure vibes, when actually the guy was putting in low blocks, winning games at the Etihad more than anyone had ever done against Pep. And he was told he was pure vibes.
Yeah.
Yet Lampard might have been pure vibes.
When Conte does it, it's tactical genius. When Ole does it consistently over 3 seasons, winning more games at the Etihad against City than they did against us, it's just,
Isn't it mad?
personnel.
Like,
It's just
we
moments
finished
of class.
3rd and 2nd, and it's like no one rates him at all.
Klopp is on a worse run now than Ollie ever saw.
Yeah.
And the noise is incomparable. He was on a worse run than David Moyes ever saw.
Yeah. It's good.
Just had nothing in the bank, didn't he, Ole? He had no, like, Klopp's got, obviously.
That's
trophies.
all he's got.
Yeah.
All he's got is money in the bank because what have you done for me lately? Fuck off.
Nothing. And he's quite, I think the thing with Klopp is he's very astute at getting the fans on his side. Like, he did that.
They're in pure denial.
Yeah, and like the whole thing you mentioned there about, let's hold hands and thank the cop for getting us this draw against West Bromwich Albion. Things like that.
One thing
they
I would
buy
say,
into all that
one thing I would say
nonsense,
is, if this was, let's say Ten Hag does what Klopp did at Liverpool for United, Champions League finals and Premier League and that, I wouldn't be saying to sack him after 5 bad months.
Even if you were seeing what you're seeing now from Klopp, which is a manager who hasn't won a title for a few years, who does seem to be losing the plot a bit in his way he's conducting himself in interviews, who's making tactical changes that make no sense. Whenever I see Scousers on, would you think maybe, and he's in his 7th season, would you not be a party thinking the wheels have come off?
There'd be part of me thinking, shit, if this keeps going, he's going to have to leave. Yeah. But I wouldn't be like,
I probably wouldn't call for his head either. No. What I'm annoyed at is like the likes of TalkSport used to run a daily Ollie.
Yeah.
Whereas the silence on the likes of Lampard when he had them in a relegation zone, the likes of Klopp, where is it on these people? It just hasn't been there.
No.
Conte, you're not seeing anything of any pressure
He wasn't
on
even
him.
there yesterday. I know he's not Welsh. It's not his fault, but it was the other kid. Help me out. What's his name? Is it Stellini? What's his name?
Sure.
Sorry?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the assistant anyway.
Yeah.
I think he's had a gallbladder operation.
Yeah, it was obviously not his fault. But, the other kid's come in and got a massive result against City.
Gallbladder's an interesting one, isn't it? It's only slightly above the, what's the other one? The appendix in terms of sort of useless things. Like, it's good. It just makes a bit of juice. But you can live without it. It makes bile and it makes bits and bobs.
Well, who's going to make the bile when you've got no gallbladder?
Stomach.
Right.
Stomach makes it anyway. Yeah. I know someone that had the
Connie
gallbladder removed and they're just like,
Honestly,
eat less meat.
Couldn't point to it.
No.
It's just in there. There's a few of them where they're like, liver, crack on. Kidneys, we need 2 of you.
Yeah.
Like heart, I'm not even, you do your thing.
Yeah.
And then like esophagus, not esophagus, gallbladder, what are you up to? Bile and that. And then the other one, fucking appendix, nothing. Hasn't been doing anything for generations, that bag
What's
of
the
shit.
spleen?
Spleen, I can talk to you about spleen.
Yeah. Is it
And,
big time?
and the rest. The spleen
Is it the Casemiro?
the spleen is below the
Like,
gallbladder,
you need
but
that.
you do need it, but it's not like the pancreas. Wow.
No.
My
So
God,
it's-
is the pancreas.
Is it like an
close.
headrest on a car?
It's
You
more-
notice if you don't have one.
Yeah, no, I would say it's more like
But you can survive without it.
yeah.
It's not comfortable.
No. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the spleens,
Yeah.
you do need it, but you can live without one.
Okay.
But not really. You're
Yeah.
in trouble if you live without one. But yeah, fuck me, the appendix and the gallbladder are having a laugh, aren't they?
Yeah. Big
And the
time.
appendix especially, because what does it do? Fuck all,
Yeah.
then blows up and nearly kills you.
Yeah.
So it's not. Is it not even a stand-in for something?
It's
If something goes
basically-
wrong, it's like
It was when we
Chris
used to
Armas
eat grass,
comes in and
Yeah, like cellulose.
Didn't
wasn't
it when we used to eat grass and it had to be in there to process the bits of grass? Or something that was in grass.
So
That's how long ago that was.
What does the appendix do? It's been found to play a role in mammalian mucosal immune function. I
gonna
mean,
say that.
come on.
Aye.
Go
Sort of
to
words right out of
bed.
my mouth. What are people saying in the comments?
Well, what
Not
they're saying at the minute
necessarily
is,
about
do you need a
gallbladders and-
spleen? It's an important part of your immune system, but you can survive without it because the liver, which is class, by the way,
Yeah.
can take over many of the spleen
Yeah, you
functions.
can like chop half the liver off. It
Yeah.
just goes, that all you got?
Yeah.
Really?
See, if you can chop like 40% off and it grows back. It's like a baby's finger.
That's
Don't like test that, but I'm pretty sure babies can live without fingers.
Fucking Christ.
They can grow back. All right then. A gecko's tail.
right.
Less controversial. Fuck me. Matt
Come
G
here,
with the
kids.
super
I've got
chat.
something to show you. Uncle
You got
Joe
on the board
told me
for
this.
that? Go
Uncle
on.
Joe told me this at work. Don't
Yeah.
worry, you'll be fine.
I'm on the board for that.
Hey.
Some of the stuff I've got on the board for, that's outrageous.
What? Google
What?
it. Right. Can
Sitting here advocating
you
mutilating
cannot
children.
cut off a baby's
Can a
finger.
baby regrow a finger? Scientists showed that children can sometimes regrow the tip of an amputated finger. All right, get over yourself. Matt G. Of course, Leeds sat their manager before we played them twice. Sunday at Ellen
I'm
becomes
genuinely
tougher.
annoyed at that.
What?
That-
They've done that. Chris Armistead, he's a moron at best.
Is he taking charge?
He won't even know what fucking day it is. Do you know what I mean?
Is he taking charge?
Yeah.
Oh no, because
He's-
they're
in
going to
the
be so
statement,
shit they win.
No, in the statement they've done,
Go sack him.
they've sacked everyone except him. He's the only one they've not mentioned. Now, they might not have noticed him at all. That's why they've left him out. And someone's gone, oh, is Chris Simons taking charge? They've gone, who?
What? No.
No,
What?
is he
What are you
for?
about?
What?
He's sat in the manager's chair now. He's in the office.
What?
He's
Go and get
spinning round
him.
in
Get
the
him off that
manager's chair.
fucking laptop to Locomotive Moscow as well while you're at it.
He's drinking
Those
a,
days
he's
are on.
drinking a
Over.
Gatorade.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got it in England.
When Fergie was like, he didn't introduce himself to Fergie. He said, oh, I've been the assistant coach at fucking Illinois University. And he was like, you'll need more than that here, son. Like, what are you doing here? How has this happened? So
That's probably a massive thing in the States though, because like college sports are enormous. So that's
I
probably
get it from
a
his
great
point of
thing.
view, it is,
He's
but
like
from
I'm
Sir
the assistant
Ferguson's
manager,
point of
and
view.
Fergie's like, and who gives a fuck?
yeah, what are you talking to me for? And have you even got in here?
Yeah.
So
And your name's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
can we have some likes, please? Over 4,000 people watching. We want to get to 2,000 likes. Hit that like button, please.
T-Bob says, is there a caretaker manager bounce? Why don't you ask Craig Shakespeare if there's a caretaker manager bounce, okay?
I might have heard who it is. That's coming.
Oh, do you know what I hate when you do this?
Tell us then.
Because that means you
I don't know if
who
I
it
can
is.
actually. No, I do know who it is. I don't know if I can say it.
Well, that's
Just say
changed.
it. Who
All right,
cares?
it's Mimum Memum. And let's move on.
Mama.
Mama Maimum.
Didn't she?
Mama Maimum.
No louder than that, please, Ethan.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Simon Mayo.
Yeah.
Radio
Wow.
2.
Yeah.
Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn.
Hang on,
Get
be
your
right back.
thoughts in the comments on what the fuck Steve just said then. Miriam Margolyes.
And no louder than that,
That
please, Ethan.
makes sense, what you've just said. Because that'd be well, I won't go into it. Go on.
Harry Kewell. Max Ketley says,
Dwight
anyone else?
York has just been linked with the Aberdeen job.
Really? I love Dwight York, right?
Fergie's
but I wouldn't let
footsteps.
him manage my local spa.
What, he just won the cup in Australia.
Really?
What do you mean, really? Yes.
Okay.
Max
Did he
Ketley.
not?
Anyone else
Yes.
disappointed that we weren't the team to sack Leeds as manager? Yeah. of
Yes,
course.
100%.
It's a shame, isn't
I
it?
was looking at those 6 points. I'd already spent them.
I know. Do you know what? They're just proper banter club, aren't they, Leeds, for us
Who do you
now?
think they get?
Like... well,
Sorry.
now I'm going to have to say a name that's not the one that I know it is.
Do you know, honestly, I don't know who it is, so I'm going to guess because I didn't hear what you said and I didn't hear what he said. I genuinely didn't.
I have one guess if it's a bit close to the
I know,
point.
Yeah,
I know a rough
Don't
syllable
cut to me.
count,
Yeah.
but
Put it
I'm
solo
just
on
gonna
Joe,
say
please.
some
Solo on
people-
Joe.
Well, it's Leeds, so they can... Would they try and get... What? Is that what it is?
No.
Oh. Allardyce? That could work. He's in that situation.
He'd suit Leeds.
Yeah, just fucking battering everyone. But he's not really that modern style play that they want, is
They
it?
don't need
Excuse
it.
me?
They just
What
need
Leeds
someone
like?
who's...
You're buying into the bullshit.
Yeah.
Big Sam's an innovator.
All right, then.
All right, just because he has a pint of wine on a shitter every now and then while he's eating a bag of crisp doesn't mean he's not an innovator.
Oxygen
Allegedly.
tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Bicycles
You
at the side of
move
the
at
pitch.
Reebok as it was then. for
Video
oxygen
analysis.
tanks.
For what?
First
Everyone-
person to bring Prozone into the Premier League, Sam Allardyce.
Thank you. Headsets as well.
Sets
All
for your
that.
head.
They love that.
Do you remember that?
Hey?
When did you remember that
Him
documentary?
and Phil Brown. Loved it.
Do you remember that documentary where he was like, Bolton manager Sam Allardyce has invited a team of medical experts to check on him throughout a game, and they went, your heart rate is that of a fucking mouse. You've got 280 beats per minute here. If you don't sit in the stands for a season, you're going to die. His blood pressure was like an absolute joke when it was like
Let me
Miss
show you
Trunchable's blood
I
pressure.
think Sam Allardyce at Bolton is the most amazing era ever.
Yeah.
Like, they had Ivan Campo and Yuri Djorkaeff playing for him. They got to the UEFA Cup.
Let me show you this. So, you see these? This is my whoop, right? These are my strains.
Your
Yesterday, day before, and Friday. Friday went bananas. I did a run in the gym, did weights in the gym. Yesterday, I did a 10K, and I pushed the pace for it as well. Got my heart rate up to 174.
What did you do into 10K? Was it marching or was it with bags or?
It was, I tried to run, but I also had a lightweight rucksack as well.
Okay.
Wicked.
Saturday, I just coached, and we won. And my strain is the same as when I ran a 10K with weight.
Did you chill on Sunday?
Yeah, Craig David.
you?
Oh, bit Craig David.
Yeah.
I want to just... So this Bolton team... Wow. JJ Kocher,
Mint.
Yuri
Oh.
Djorkaeff,
Mint.
All up.
Kevin Nolan.
Shit.
Okay.
Scouts.
Scouser.
Who else did they have? I'm sure they had...
Anelka.
Yeah.
Ivan Campo.
Campo was
Campo.
mint.
Yeah. Anelka. Jussi Jääskeläinen.
Kale.
Jussi in the sky with
Like,
diamonds.
Campo at...
Kale was there, wasn't it? Was it Kale that era? Or was it after?
Might have
Can't
been a
see him
little
there.
bit later, but-
Stelios Yiannakopoulos.
Campo literally won the Champions League and then went to Bolton. Nah. And was quality.
Yeah. Ricardo Vazte was one of the heroes of West Ham's promotion back to the Premier League.
Yeah.
From the Championship. Oh, yeah. Top goal scorer from, I think.
Cheers, Jeff.
Good stuff,
That is good stat, though, isn't it?
So,
Not really a stat, but just sort of vague.
Bolton's era. And now they've got, right, Shola Shortire.
Yeah, apparently he don't even know how to say his own name.
Right, I love the fact that you're staying with your original opinion.
Well, the thing is, I thought it was Shortire.
Yeah.
Then everyone came out and was like, it's Shortire.
Yeah.
Then he come out and said it's Shortire.
Yeah.
So he don't even know himself.
So who came out with this original Surety
Me.
sort
It was
of
meant to have
PR
been him.
push?
Yeah, because me and Dave used to do Academy Review, and we said Shortire, and people going, it's Shortire. And then someone who works at MUTV told us, or told producer Callum, it's Shortire. I know him. That's how his name's pronounced.
So he don't even know.
Yeah. And he's
Someone
done a
needs to
video
tell him.
today saying, it's Shola Shortire.
Fernando Hierro was at Bolton.
Hierro.
Wasn't he one of like Real Madrid's best ever defenders?
Yes.
What was going on?
That is at Bolton.
Do you think they just said to him, do you want to come and sign and play in Manchester? Great at Manchester.
Manchester,
What?
kinda.
Yeah, near
Yeah,
Manchester.
great,
Yeah.
yeah.
What? Manchester? Yeah, Manchester.
Is he
yeah,
great at
yeah.
Manchester?
Yeah. What, Bolton?
Is it?
Yeah.
Just a bit.
It's almost Wigan.
Yeah.
It's a borough of Greater Manchester.
See?
So it qualifies just about.
Did you see what Pep said?
Yeah.
Now,
Elucidate
how
us.
long does it take to get to London on the old Rattler?
Depends.
2
If you get the nice one, it's 2.5 hours, is it?
It's 2 hours, 8 minutes, Jay. Thanks
Yeah.
for asking.
Right.
sometimes that gets delayed, usually at Macclesfield for signalling.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 2.5 hours is usually what it goes for.
Yeah.
Pep's just got on the mooch there and gone 4 hours, 20 minutes to get from Manchester to London.
Yeah, imagine City had to take the fucking, what's it called?
He's
the
doing what
megabus.
I used to do, though.
That's why.
Yeah, or he's chipping in off trains in the toilets and that. When he gets
done
caught, he
megabus.
gets off. Gets on the next
He's
one.
gone full Eddie Izzard and jogged it.
Yeah.
Like a knobhead. Why is it, what's he on about 4 hours, 20 minutes? Don't
He's
they
just
fly on a
talking
plane
rubbish,
anyway?
isn't he? He's just making
Has
things
he
up.
gone kick-off, full time was then, and then I got home then. You can't include the hour you was in the changing room, the waiting to get on the train. Like, shut up, you dick.
Well, he said to a hotel it was 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Also,
like, to get to
what
your,
even
He
is
was in
that?
the Lake District.
to get from a hotel
What's
to
that mean anyway?
From your
Who gives
house
a
to any
shit?
hotel could be 30 minutes. Like, you don't live at the Etihad, so it's going to be some time. So you can't add that on. Like, it's quite a simple commute. Like, fuck me.
Is he not just putting aside the utter nonsense
off
he's
at Stockport?
spouting? Sorry?
Want to get off at Stockport?
You think you don't want to get mobbed?
Not by both of them.
Tactically, though, he seems to be going a bit.
Look
odd.
at that back four, though. Compared to some of the teams that drew the league with us, that back four.
Ake, Akanji, Rico Lewis, and
Walker.
Kyle Walker on the weekend.
I know it's a Sky talking point, but I do think it's a good one. 5 of the players that started the last game of the season last year to win the league, that they needed to win the game to beat Liverpool, 5 of that team are no longer at the club. That is too much of a turnaround, isn't it?
So you've got Jesus,
cracking
Zinchenko,
up.
Sterling, Cancelo,
Yeah.
and someone else who's I'm forgetting.
Yeah. I'll find out.
I said, did I not say Zinchenko? Oh, sorry. Right, there you go then.
Where's Ruben Dias?
He was on the bench on Sunday.
What's going on there?
I know. This sort of, it's weird because it's like he's going, I don't need all them lot. Watch what I can do, and then loses.
I suppose they fell out with Bernardo Silva as well.
Well, apparently Bernardo Silva wants to go to Barcelona because he wants a chance to play at a big club. And you can't really blame him, can you?
Could be Fernandinho potentially. I don't know if he started that last game, but
maybe.
he's left as well.
So it's a lot. It's because Fergie never had, even that 95 season everyone talks about, 3 went out.
3 major ones.
Yeah,
but
3
the likes
major
of Darren
ones.
Ferguson that went as well.
No, sorry, yeah, good lad.
Premier League winner.
Yeah, and
What?
I'm saying nothing. And also, we had, a set of some of the best players ever.
But he's doing
And
that
Phil
thing
Neville.
again. They're like,
Well, isn't that what supposedly like the Rico Lewis's, Phil Foden?
I mean, Rico Lewis, to be fair, he's 18 years old. I'm not having a dig at a kid, in all honesty.
fucking do him.
All right. He might be decent, but Cancelo, that's all deteriorated. Sam Lee did a piece in The Athletic, funnily enough, that seemed to annoy all the City fans, even though he was going, listen, again, here's the facts, here's why Cancelo and Pep don't get on.
Yeah.
And he's left.
Is it because Cancelo's got a shred of personality?
Yeah, and Cancelo's come back from the World Cup, already annoyed that he was dropped from the World Cup for the knockout games. So he's already pissed off. He's got back and Pep's gone, you can sit on the bench for 4 games. I'm like, what? Do you know what I mean? So and he's annoyed. Oh, we're going to try this 18-year-old.
One of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
In his position.
Yeah, and he's like annoyed. So that's deteriorated. And apparently, like,
Imagine falling up like that and going to Munich.
You what? Sorry.
Imagine falling upwards like that.
I know. It's like Leroy
You're gonna
Sané,
play?
innit?
I'll go to Munich then.
I'll go where I'm guaranteed to win at a Bundesliga and possibly a Champions League.
Yeah.
I'm playing in front of like 90,000 fans every week, or whatever it is, instead of this half-empty stadium that you're always moaning about. Sound.
yeah, it does feel like there's the next 2 years. I think is some big cogs turning in it. Whatever happens with Newcastle,
Big what?
cogs,
Okay.
COGS, bloody hell. Or some big cocks. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Turning. Whatever happens with Newcastle, they could just take off and be the new City. But I can't see Pep being there another 2 years. I think in 18 months' time, we're probably going to
I think if it goes west in this investigation, it could bounce in the
That's what
summer.
I mean.
He
Klopp the
just
same.
looks annoyed, and I think he's annoyed
Yeah.
that even when he won the Tin Pot treble at Wembley.
Fuck all credit.
No, at Wembley, after the game when they beat Watford 6-0. And the first question is, Mancini had this arrangement with his wages that's not really been explained. Have you got a similar arrangement? He's like, what? Why am I getting asked about this? When we've just done what we've done. It's because...
No, I'm not taking money under the books. They just give my brother a £200 million club. It's clean.
That happens all the time in football. What are you on about?
Because no one believes it. No one really buys into City. Because you bought You spent loads of money that, as it's turning out, you didn't have. Shock horror. We're surprised that your stadium sponsorship isn't worth hundreds of millions of pounds.
400 million or something, and the Emirates got sponsored for 12 million at the same time.
Yeah, I thought I'm shocked hearing all of this.
Where Arsenal were winning titles and we're a much bigger club.
You bought loads of players you couldn't have possibly have afforded without your new owners. You got a manager you couldn't possibly have attracted without your big new owners. Oh, and you won some trophies. Of course you did. No one's going and like. Do you remember when Leicester won the league? Everyone was so excited, so happy. Like, even as a United fan, that's the most I've enjoyed a league season where we didn't win it.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Because the options are not good.
No, it's not. But it was genuinely quite exciting.
Who's won it? City, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And once we were out of it, it was genuinely like, go on, fucking do it. But no one cares that City win the league every season. They could win it for 3 years in a row this year, and no one really gives a shit.
And no one's giving you credit.
No,
like, Pellegrini won the title, Mancini won the title.
Pellegrini couldn't handle fucking West Ham, and Moyes could.
Yeah.
And this prick won a title.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going, you're a genius. Even when he gets 100 points, people go, well, he's
going to be so mad that Arteta will get more credit for this league win if they do it
than all of his.
Combined. And Liverpool and Klopp gets more credit than all of his because they were real. Even if you don't, obviously don't want Liverpool to win the league, but they won it real.
Fucking big club, you poor bastard.
Yeah. Well, this is it. And it's like, you reap what you sow, and now you've got all this investigation. And regardless of what happens with it, even if, miraculously, 100 charges, it turns out they don't get done for anything, people are still, even more so than they did before, going to look at it and go, you're just cheating your way to everything. Yeah. No one cares.
Are those stars above they're just asterisks, actually, aren't they? They're not stars. That's just asterisks.
So, how many chances we got left?
Yeah, exactly.
But if Arsenal aren't win the league, they need to put their ideas up anyway, because they lost the league.
The thing is that must rile up both the City fans, right? The fact that when Liverpool were going head-to-head with City for it, we wanted them to win, and they're obsessed with us so much that everything they do is reflected by us. So us going, we want you to win because we don't care about you.
We celebrated Gerrard slipping. Yeah. That gave you a title. Yeah. We were laughing and cheering about you winning the title because Gerrard slipping, Liverpool not winning the title for the first time in 28 years was hilarious to us.
People still sing about that.
Yeah.
And it didn't help us at all.
No. Like, can you imagine?
It made our rivals win a title.
Yeah. Our City rivals win a title. And we'll sing about it.
Yeah. We didn't it was better. We wanted that. We preferred that than Liverpool winning it.
It's because we know that this shit was tainted. In whichever way it ends up being correctly tainted, it was tainted, and we knew it was.
I love the fact they've tried to now manufacture this rivalry with Liverpool, like with the greatest rivalry ever, and it's like Liverpool have finished second to you as many times as United have, like in recent years. It's not that deep. You aren't
all 5 years ago, and you didn't listen.
You aren't these historic rivals. Do you know what I mean? It's not that thing.
Just looking at the league table at the minute, United on 42 points.
Don't do it.
City
don't start with your realism.
City on 45 points, Arsenal on 50 points, and then fifth, looking backwards, Tottenham are 3 points behind United, but we've got a game in hand.
Brighton can go above Tottenham.
That's mental.
Brighton could go above Tottenham because they're 5 points behind with 2 games in hand. What are you looking at here? Is part of your head going, let's keep an eye on Arsenal because even if they don't win the league, we could still catch them, or are you thinking top 4? Has to be the goal still, maybe even rest players in the league for the trophy. Like, where is your head with the rest of the season? Because once it's just like this, when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Do you know what I mean? When City and Arsenal lose in a weekend, you can't help but be a bit excited.
If we'd have beaten Palace...
We did?
No, the first time.
I forgot that one.
If we'd have beaten Palace and Arsenal that week, I'd have been driving a bus, right? And it'd have been a giddy bus. And everyone would be getting on. But we didn't. So the rest of this season in the league... Finish as strong as we can, enjoy the downfall of everybody else, and plot their demise next season.
But my response to that would be, if we'd have won those 2 games, that would mean we were on something like a 14-game winning streak now, which couldn't possibly last till the end of the season because we're not that, we're not going to win 30 games till the end of the season.
Chill.
Yeah, but we were always going to drop points between the end of the World Cup and the end of the season. We've done that now. Maybe now this can be the start of another 10 games in a row. In the meantime, City are having a big dip.
I've seen it.
Arsenal having a little dip.
I know you, bro. I've seen it.
So we've just got it out of the way.
Look, John, there's only one team in the league this year, and it ain't Manchester United.
The thing is now, I've always thought, and I still kind of do think City will notch it up when they need to.
How can they?
But
they've got a striker that can score all the goals.
And also, Pep, when he stops being a weirdo, can actually sort his head out and go, right.
When's that going to be?
No, well, all right, puts it on pause, goes, right, I'm not going to be weirdo for a couple of games while we beat Arsenal, and then I'll go back to being odd. I think they can do enough to get over the line.
What if they just draw both these games, though?
Honestly. My only thing is, if they got to the stage where, when's the second game against Arsenal?
April the 24th, I think.
Yeah, if we caught, which we won't, let's say we caught up to Arsenal, and City were playing Arsenal, City would happily roll over and die. Like, they'd be like, yeah, I'll have them 3 points.
26th, not the 24th of April.
So, I just, even though I'd love to say, I think United this season can win 2 trophies. Honestly, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think we can win the Carabao, and I think we can win either the FA Cup or the Europa League. Probably better chance of winning the FA Cup. Yeah. But I think we can definitely do that.
As it stands, we're in everything.
Yeah. And you think we win 2 trophies?
8 point
that's
gaps been turned over, and we've lost an 8-point. We've lost a 12-point lead.
We've lost 8 points.
Fergie has lost an 8-point lead. It's not in like April. Arteta, like the best manager in the history of football across the world, has lost 8-point leads in April twice. Was it when was it Arsenal in '98?
No, well, Arsenal was a bit different. Like
2012. What was 2012?
2012 was 8 points in April.
That was that. When was it Arsenal in '98?
Arsenal was 12 points.
Yeah.
Keane got injured. They played us and beat us. And it's same with City. City played us and beat us that time when they drew the league with us in 2012. Obviously, the sort of good and bad thing is we've played City and Arsenal twice, which means we can't have a 6-pointer against them, but we don't have to play the top 2 teams again. They've got to play each other twice, so obviously one of them's going to drop points, if not both of them. That gives us a little bit of a advantage. We've got Newcastle away, which is obviously a tough one, but I think so have Arsenal, I think. So Arsenal still lots to play. And I think, though, like you were saying, Steve, the fact we're still in these 4 competitions is probably going to... It's too much. Because Karl Anker was sat there the other week and he said, what United have got is you haven't got strength in depth, they've got depth in depth. We've got a lot of players we can call upon, but how many of them are actually...
It's not that. How many of them does he trust? The likes of Zidane, he obviously don't trust.
No, and that's to be fair, I love Zidane Iqbal, but throwing him in to say the back end of a potentially a title challenging season isn't fair.
I thought I was going somewhere else.
No.
We've got just to look at the United, City and Arsenal's sort of toughest games on paper between now and the end of the season. Arsenal have still got City to play twice. They've got Liverpool away.
That's
no
longer what it was.
But by the 8th of April, it might be. In 2 months' time, we don't know where Liverpool
that's
will be
fair. And Liverpool, I've got this habit of now and again.
Once they're out of everything.
Yeah.
Because they're still technically in the Champions League till Real Madrid go on.
Real Madrid better not have a weird one.
They've got, like I said, City twice. They've got West Ham away, which I don't know for them if it is, but for us is always a horrible game. They've got Chelsea at home. They've got Newcastle away.
Newcastle away is a tough one.
So that's their tough games. City's tough games. Obviously, Arsenal twice. Sorry. Then they've got Newcastle at home, which is not quite the same.
Them to win that, to
Liverpool at home.
It's a weird one with them two.
Yeah.
All sorts happens, doesn't it, with them two? They're just a pair of fucking knobheads.
And then Chelsea at home. And then, do you know what is actually tricky? Last day of the season, Brentford away. That's not easy. That's a tough ground to go to.
Yeah, but the thing is, you just completely overlooked the likes of Fulham and Brighton.
Yeah, I have.
And they're flying.
Yeah.
And they're only playing once a week.
Brighton, like you just said, like almost at Tottenham's level.
Well, City
you won't go Tottenham away is an easy one.
Well, if we're adding them in, then we've got the City have got Brighton away, which is obviously horrendous. And Arsenal have got...
better book the fucking sausage rolls. Going to win.
And Arsenal have got Fulham away as well. So just before we move on, just on United. So United have got Leeds away, which depending on how they are with this...
all hate Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds.
Where would the 2023 quad from where we start, if we did the lot this year,
when
it's the Europa League, obviously, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Prem. From the starting point of we're shite at the start of this season, not from the starting point of we came second to the best Arsenal team that the Premier League's ever seen in '98. From that starting point with that manager and everything that's gone on and since, winning the treble, for me, will be my favourite couple of weeks of football ever. However, where would the achievement, should we complete it, of the quad under Baldy?
Imagine. I love this. You went from 2 seconds ago saying there's no chance.
It's a hypothetical, so it's not. I'm not saying we're going to do it. I'm just saying if we did, like.
And just to be clear, do you think we will do it?
No.
Okay, good.
That's the bit that's going to get cut off this clip when it gets clips up.
This goes up.
Yeah.
But if we were to just do the impossible like that, where would that? Because you can't put the Europa League above a Champions League. That's carnage. But
does
the
a
fact you've
Champions
done
League-
all 4.
Yeah, Champions League plus a League Cup.
I'd go, you know what, Steve? Honestly, I think, listen, Sir Alex Ferguson's the greatest manager ever. Yeah, bar none. The only debate is Busby. Yeah, that is it. I think if Erik ten Hag won the title, just the title, that for me would be probably the most amazing achievement I've seen in my lifetime from a United manager because of where he started from.
Hold on.
Because Fergie built up to that treble over years, and we got there. But what Ten Hag inherited, and where we were to start with,
Treble,
to winning the title...
91.
Sorry,
08.
no, 91.
The 23 quad.
The 91 would be the top one. But I
We
think
might
winning
win
the title
fuck
from this
We might
point
win fuck all.
would be the most...
But as it stands, we're the only team that can win everything.
Because even in 99 there was a party. I know people said we don't know what to talk about it. But after the Liverpool game in the third round of the FA Cup, I was thinking, we might have a chance here.
We had to play Juventus. We had to play Inter Milan with R9. We had to play everyone that you
But
didn't.
there's a
Bayern
belief
and
there
Barca in
and
the
a
group
team that you
stage.
think could do this.
I can't remember back to whether or not we thought the treble was on.
I just feel like with this, like
was just-
certainly the quad, no chance.
But I do remember literally just taking it a game at a time and
Maybe I'm
genuinely
misremembering.
enjoying the ride.
Yeah, no, I
we've
mean,
got
I was
Inter
in
Milan at Old Trafford. We've got Juventus coming to Old Trafford. I used to love watching United against Juventus. That to me is still...
I told you the other week, and my mate broke his arm, and we nicked his painkillers, and his grandma's painkillers as well. So I can't remember much of it because I was levered out my head doing all
Capek,
sorts.
wasn't it?
I think the treble's
down
still
in
there.
them. So I'm trying to remember what I thought.
Treble's still better.
But I think and I'm not saying the biggest achievement in football
just
is
imagine
the treble.
we sit
but
back here in June
the
and
most
go,
surprising.
what the
The thing is, though,
is
I
that
actually
if we did
can't
that-
imagine it. I can't. I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
bring
can't
myself
see
to
it
it.
happening.
Like when you talk about the league and stuff. Like you look at the league table, United they've played a game more, but we're 8 points off the top in February.
9 games, 9 point swing
9-point swing.
in 17 games.
Yeah. Possible, obviously
Nketiah
possible.
gets injured.
But when you actually think that the ramifications of what that would actually mean, my brain can't really do the sums. I
Just
can't
the fact,
really
you know
imagine
what?
it.
Ten Hag still doesn't smile
Yeah.
because this means fuck all until I.
But yeah, so it can't happen.
Until I retain it,
Yeah.
and then I need to win the Champions League next year.
Do you know what
Then I
my
need
mate-
to get more
do you know what
Champions
my
Leagues.
mate-
Them scout bastards.
Do you know what my mate said the other day? And he was right. You know when Casemiro got sent off? I don't think I've ever seen Ten Hag happier than when he was like,
Yeah.
like just
He loved
a
it.
guy in the middle of it. Right, you come here.
Full
you,
orchestra mode.
Like, right, you warm up now, you're on there. Like, just in his element,
Yeah.
I need to sort this out. And obviously getting it right
Yeah.
again. Like, he just looked like a
What
man
would
who
Ten Hag
was
have
loving
done
that.
better?
Than he has done so far.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think he was a bit generous giving everyone a 2-game start. He obviously did that on purpose.
but
Yeah,
like,
nothing.
But he didn't. He shouldn't have done that.
He couldn't have done
what
better.
more could he have done? It's
No.
like literally like, how's your gaffer doing? Perfect.
He is
Yeah.
perfect. He's done things that I just didn't even think were possible. Like, I'd more or less given up on certain players. And not Marcus, I still thought, you know,
There was
Marcus.
a lot of people did, though.
But Luke Shaw, I was kind of thinking, I don't think he's going to work out for him at United.
Yeah.
He's the best left back in the league now. He is.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka,
Wan-Bissaka.
I thought he's done. No, he's mint.
Yeah. Even people like Fred.
Yeah.
I thought I can't see a way where he's a useful part of a really high-end squad.
Squad, always as a squad, not starting.
I didn't think that. I just thought his passing and his ability to receive the ball off the defence was
Also,
so poor.
for a month, he got an absolute tune out of McTominay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know it was only a month, but he did it. Do you know what I mean? And we won all those games, didn't we, during that little spell? So, up until the Etihad. So,
What are we naming after him? When he
Certainly-
goes, what are we naming after Ten Hag?
Salford.
Because he's winning the league, right?
Yeah.
Do you
He
think-
is going to win the league.
Do you think he will?
yeah.
He's the next
maybe not
manager.
this season,
Yeah,
but he
he's
will.
the, not
He'll
this
win it.
season.
Yeah, I don't mean this year.
But he's
generally.
winning the league with Manchester United before he leaves.
I love
Of course
that.
he is.
Can't wait for that to get clipped
100%.
up. Doesn't matter, does it? Even if
Do you know,
doesn't
like,
clip, who cares?
I want to get so drunk that it's the first story you tell someone new that you meet.
Yeah.
Like, where you go, Steve ended up in Cancun
Yeah.
without a passport.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard that was to
Well,
get him back?
at least half of them did. That's what I want. The left, he split down the middle and just fucked off to Cancun.
Yeah.
That's how drunk he was. And the other half survived like a worm.
Yeah.
With all this
With
being,
his passport.
With all this being
Blackpool.
said, we've had some contenders. Give us your Wally of the week.
Oh yeah.
What?
Say it.
Gabriel Bonlaho.
Yeah.
Okay, I said earlier that we weren't going to talk about that radio station, but fair enough. Yeah, utter nonsense. What's the most outrageous thing I can say? Let's start nicking players for holding other players by the collar. Shut up, you dickhead. Just fuck off.
That is mad.
We've hurt him, haven't we?
Yeah.
Why though? Who is he? Why is he bothered by us?
He's probably a Liverpool fan.
Do you reckon? Well,
Yeah.
Klopp hates him.
Yeah.
Klopp stuck up for us against him. Said he's not a mentality monster.
No.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So if he is, he's not doing himself any favours.
Does this mean more?
What, being 10th? I think it means more than when like Everton are 10th. Yeah. This means everything. It means so much.
It's so funny, isn't it?
I love how shit they are.
Honestly.
I love
when we was at
how
Old
shit
Trafford like on Saturday, and I had literally about 8 different people that told me that it was 3-0 to Wolves.
Do you know people go,
3-0, like just randomers, telling everyone.
Excuse me, winners don't take delight in others' demise. Well, fuck you.
Well,
and
you're
fuck you.
obviously
How
not a
about
fucking
that?
football fan because I
Yeah.
love it.
Because
I love
it's
watching
part
my
of-
rivals lose more than I watch it.
This is all about how the rivalries work. Football is about losing, right? Because the moments of success are so few and far between.
Yeah.
It's about losing. And it's about enjoying other fuckers losing as well.
That's the most important for me.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that one. I've got my own, but go on.
I mean, it's got to be Manchester City 2008 to present. Surely. The Wally of the week. They've literally.
Manchester City's accountants.
Yeah, they've literally got to the position
Aren't they
where
sponsored by an accountants firm on their match day?
well, remind me never
honestly,
to use that
Imagine.
accountants.
They're sitting there like this. Ah, fuck.
some of their
Budget and
sponsorships,
Scarpa accountants.
some of their sponsorships, literally, seemingly, allegedly, don't exist.
Well, there was
The
a
companies
Sporting
aren't a
Intelligence,
thing.
I think, did a whole Twitter thread. How is it the XBet one might not be real?
Is it
I
that
think it was
difficult
that
to make up a company and like make it look real?
Bet is the one that is up for debate.
that.
Mysterious betting partner that no one can
Jesus,
find.
man. Buy some of William Hill.
Yeah.
You loaded it. Just buy a share in
Just
William Hill
buy
and
William
tell them
Hill.
Yeah.
that to sponsor City.
Yeah.
Like, be better.
I know. You could literally buy. I think
Because
there
you know
was
what? I'll give them this. That when they've done the stuff on the football side, the appointment of some of the directors of football that identifying the targets has been elite, right?
Yeah.
The way they've tried to cook the books is cracking
Awful.
accounting.
Horrible. Yeah. So you're going with City, you're going with Gary Butler. I'm sorry, and I know I'm doing everyone's enemy in this.
Moise.
But no, I'm sorry to say again. It's Moise. No, it's Andre Mariner. Honestly, the worst performance by a referee I've ever seen at Old Trafford.
Really?
Genuinely. Like, awful. Awful. Right, I'll tell you why. Right, the handball that was right in front of him that he only gave because of the VAR, right, which everyone could see was handball.
His hand was above his head.
Yeah,
for
it was
starters.
like everyone saw it. He don't give it until VAR steps in. So many little things that you like. The Sabitzer tackle. It's just a perfectly clean
Brilliant
tackle
tackle.
that could have cost us the game. That because we were in the counter. He stops it, gives them a free kick, elbowing Bruno in the head and playing on. Bruno's on the floor like that, and he looks at him and then carries on. And then when the crowd's going berserk and all the United players are like down too, like, what are you doing? He's on the floor with a head injury. You've given him. He walked over to him and went, like, yeah, I elbowed you in the head. So why didn't you stop the game then, you dickhead?
Yeah.
And then just little things like, towards the end, Marcus takes it down in the corner flag, right? You know, to waste a bit of time. It goes out for a throw-in. The Palace player picks it up and runs to the halfway line and throws
he
it.
ran like literally 15 yards up the pitch.
And he just let him.
He threw it. It went out on the corner flag.
Yeah.
He threw it from the 18-yard line.
It was like so many little things where you go, that's just
Also,
fucking corrupt.
that tackle on Casemiro at the start of the game, which was a
my
certain
God.
yellow card, and he just gave. Oh no!
Do you know what he did? Right, Casemiro barely touches someone who goes down. He gives a free kick. Someone goes through Casemiro, two-footed, and he goes. I could see United players going berserk. That's the yellow card. And he pointed to the one that he just not give a yellow card for.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give a yellow for that, so this is the same.
Yeah, so now you can do what you want.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you on about? That's why you ended up with a big kick-off, because he just let the game get away from him. So he can
Cathartic,
fuck
though,
off.
innit?
A kick-off.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. And it's nice to see us doing that again.
Yeah.
We're one of those teams where you know that if you hit someone, there's 6 people on you.
Last season,
Liverpool.
went off. Ronaldo stands up.
Don't get me started.
No one's there.
No one.
Well, Fred turns up eventually.
Yeah, Fred and Bruno. But it was awful, that. And then now you've got Garnacho. And like everyone is just on it. Do you know what I mean?
Garnacho's trying to pull something out of his pants.
Yeah.
No, like, whoa,
Who
whoa.
had to get subbed the other day because he was kicking off that much. He was going to get sent off.
Kneeing people in the head and stuff while they're on the
Yeah,
floor.
it was like, we have got a team who are up for it, and I love that, but no, Andre Mariner.
93, 94 vibes.
Yeah, isn't
It's
it?
good, isn't it? We're just a proper
just
team.
like-
Min
yeah.
and solid.
Min and might knife you in the showers.
Yeah, love all that. Stephen Howson, what have you got coming up?
I'm going to, if anyone's in Manchester, I'm going to an event with Manchester FA in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
In an hour, actually.
Right.
Doing what?
I don't know.
Chatting shit and that.
Yeah.
Tell them about Andre Marin, even though that's got nothing to do with that.
I got booked at weekend.
Did you? What for? I love the example you set to your players.
So, it could have been a lot worse.
Right.
Because, so the opposition's got a
I feel
player.
like that should be the title of your autobiography.
Could be better, could be worse. They've got a player who's on a yellow, and he's wiped out one of ours, and it's been persistent fouling all game long, and it's right in front of me. And I didn't even swear, which is rare, and I've just gone, how many, ref?
Right.
And then I've looked at the player and gone, you little cunt.
Yeah.
Now that could have been construed because the ref was a small fella.
Right, so let me stop you there, Steve. The ref thinks...
No, he didn't because I asked him.
Right.
Because otherwise,
Can we timestamp that C word as well,
Yeah,
please?
that's definitely a red.
Yeah.
Um,
If you repeat that line, can you say the word camel instead?
Okay.
Please?
So it's like your little camel.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what's that for? And I think he was like, not quite sure, because I was about to say, I wasn't calling it you, I was talking to him. And then he was like, you're right, technical area. So put me.
Oh, he got you on a technicality. You got the job on a
Unbelievable.
technicality.
To be fair, there's that many people on our sideline, I can't get in my technical area.
Disgusting.
Right. Joseph,
I've never
what's up for you on the agenda?
Just got Manscaped.
Oh, in fact, if you want to watch the game, two new signings, big win. Highlights have just gone out, I believe.
Oh, there you go.
Just make sure you check out Manscaped, 20% off and free shipping using the code DEVILS20 at checkout. Go and check out Manscaped. Literally used it today. Go and check them out.
Is what you're doing tomorrow live?
Yes.
It is.
Tomorrow, I'll be live on the overlap
Hey.
with Gary Neville and I think it's Carragher as well. And
I
all
hope
that
you're
lot.
going to, like you did last time.
I mean,
take him
what
to
a
task.
day to do it.
Yeah.
Liverpool lost.
Shit.
Do you know what I mean? I suppose Carragher will be happy because Everton won.
Wouldn't even wear pants, Joe.
Arsenal lost. City lost.
Shit. Yeah.
Phenomenal. So
Nice.
gonna get
Who
into
can
that.
they bring out to put you in your place?
No one.
There ain't no one.
There is no one.
There's nobody.
Maybe Sven Botman. That's about it.
Sven Botman.
Because he's having a decent season at Newcastle, isn't he? But other than that, it's just...
Mitrovic.
Yeah, that's it. So make sure you check it out, Joe on the overlap. Go and check out Stretford Paddock FC and Steve's other channel as well. I've been Jay Motti. That's been Stephen Alson. That's been Joe Smith. This has been the Paddock Podcast. The Paddock Podcast. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.